Hi guys, this is Claire, the Lyme Warrior, on the back porch, and I'm hoping that this new snazzy microphone my husband bought for me will help lessen the white noise created by the creak in the back. But I just really like this spot, so I thought I'd bring it to you. I apologize if my neck bothers you or my movements bother you. My neck is really hurting today, so it's going to be a little stiff. So I was I am responding to a question that I thought was really important to answer. So it's an involved question, and we'll probably go over the 10-minute limit, but I do think it's important and hope that you will find it helpful. I've got my question here. Oh, excuse me, missed the microphone. Okay, the question is, my name is Nancy, and I suffer from late-stage Lyme as well. I love gathering as much information as I can about Lyme. I am well-versed in Lyme information, but one thing I'm struggling with is what I think are seizures. Could you describe what your seizures are like? Often, I cannot tell the difference between a herx and a seizure. I have tics involving my neck, shoulders, and face. They are infrequent, but I'm still concerned. My sisters and my nephews suffer from this as well. I also have a friend who is a patient of Dr. Bioscano when he was practicing. I would be happy to help you as well. I'm going to go a little bit out of order, but in the best order that I can answer. I think that's a good idea. First off is mentioning that she's well versed in Lyme. Nancy, I think that's wonderful. Before I start rattling off terms, I will say I just have an interest in medicine. I have no background. I'm not a doctor. So everything I've learned has just been from experience and from study. So, I hope you guys will take the example Nancy has set and continue to learn all you can so that you can be your own advocate. That's the most important thing in fighting this disease, is fighting back. That's the important thing. So good for you, Nancy. My sisters and my nephews suffer from this as well. I also have a friend who's been a patient of Dr. Bioscano when he was practicing. Dr. Bioscano was a Lyme doctor. First of all, I just think you should let the numbers sink in for a moment of how many people in this woman's life have been affected by Lyme. It should be staggering. I wish it were staggering and surprising to me, but it's not. There's a lot of us. There's just a lot of us. Anyway, just wanted that to sink in. I have tics as well, involving my shoulders and face. That's the next part I'd like to address. I gotta say, welcome to the Tick Club. It's an unhappy club of people who suffer from this side effect, and I have the same area of tics. I have involuntary neck movements. My neck will jerk uncontrollably. I may have others, but that's the one that I feel the most often. So I'm not sure about the others. I think a lot of the others in my face could just be a result of being on camera. But this one is definitely some sort of tic. Let's go to the next part. I'm asking because I often can't tell the difference between a herx and a seizure. Well, it sort of depends on where your infection is. Now, again, remember, I'm not a doctor. But if you have brainstem involvement, it very well could cause seizures, or it could cause seizures that you had before worse, or more frequent, both of which is unappealing. So that's just if you have brainstem involvement. What I can tell you about a herx is just what I know, and about the symptoms is what I know. Herx is short for, and all you patients all know this, but this is for new people. Herx is short for Jarisch-Herxheimer reaction. Basically, it means when the toxins of the, it's believed to mean when the toxins of the bacteria are released. They release into your body and make you sicker. So there are some people who disagree with that notion, but that's the most common reaction, or the most common answer. Which, for example, is when my neck is killing me. I'm killing some bugs. So, but it does make your symptoms or collection of symptoms worse during that time. Or even gives you new symptoms that have been just lurking and waiting to come out. I think this is the hardest part about Lyme, is the pain. It's very difficult. Anyway, I'm having trouble answering that because my neck hurts. So I'm not going to dwell on that. Could you describe what your seizures are like? Yeah, pretty easy. I have two kinds. Though both are called non-epileptiform seizures, which was what most patients of Lyme have. That just basically means you're having seizures, but it's not epilepsy. So at least thank your lucky stars for that. Having both would suck. Anyway, I think mine are called what are called psychogenic non-epileptiform seizures, and what that means is the seizures are caused by high stress, high emotional stress, high anxiety, for example, lack of sleep, or any real stress in general. So I have all three going on almost at all times. So it explains that. I have two kinds, and one of them, the first one I like to call going to the Florida Keys, where I just go on vacation. In other words, my brain shuts down and I'm gone. That happens for about 5 seconds, but it takes about 15 to 20 to recover. If I'm in conversation, though, it seems like forever. And I often see looks on the other person's face. Like, if I'm checking out the line, I can see a look over the cashier's face of confusion and kind of like, this woman's weird. And I'm weird anyway. I mean, look at my hair. But obviously I've not been following the conversation. So I stutter and I stammer and I try desperately to make sense and come back to the situation. It's very difficult because of that 15-20 seconds. The other one is my anxiety seizures. The longest one I've ever had. Excuse me. It's coming. Word is coming. A. Starts with an A. Amnesia. Okay, that's funny that I just forgot the word amnesia. Let the irony of that sink in, folks. Oh my God. Anyway, amnesia seizures. The longest one I've ever had was 20 minutes, and it was when I met a young girl at a party that was a send-off to my husband before he moved to Philadelphia to be closer to our doctor. Well, of course, that's an emotional stressor. The second one is I had not slept the night before, lack of sleep. And third is it was a giant party and it was 105 degrees. So that's an emotional stress. My dogs just kicked the camera, sorry. And a physical stress. So I had all three going on. I think that's why it happened. But I met this girl. We made plans. I liked her. We made plans for her to be a roommate and a caretaker to help me with the 40-acre farm that I was going to be saddled with while Michael was gone. And I still have no recollection of that time. It's lost. It's gone. I have no memory of her, no memory of part of that day, no memory of ever having taken her number, no idea where her number is, you name it. And I have witness to it because a friend of mine was standing right next to me and said, I saw you talking to her, and you're perfectly normal. And I was like, well, obviously not normal because I don't remember it. What's scary about both of these is, it's embarrassing and difficult when I'm with someone. But when I'm alone, it's dangerous. Often I come back to find myself circling in like 5-degree little circles in the room, having no idea where I am. Opening a closet in the bedroom to thinks it's in the refrigerator. That does happen in people my age, but it's just weirder with me. It's just more frequent. That's why I don't drive anymore. I find it very irresponsible to do so. If that were to happen while I was driving, I would be a danger to myself and everyone else on the road, which is one of the reasons why it annoys me so much when older people refuse to stop driving. Here I am, trying to do the right thing and trying to be as responsible as I can, and other people just don't. I have no idea, I forgot to tell you, Nancy, I have no idea if these seizures are similar to yours, but if you are having them, I do say, hang in there, you can do this. Don't give up. Keep looking for answers and keep fighting. I wish I could say more, but as I said with the other questioner, it's just, I feel for you, and this is very tough, and I know from firsthand how tough this is, so stick with it and hang in there. And your last question, or your last part about how can I help, or I'd like to help, is get your friends and family to watch Under Our Skin, number one. And number two is get your friends and family to come check us out. Check the blog out. Check the YouTube channel out. Check us out on Twitter. It's at the Lyme Warriors. And also, I'm practicing. This is my Lyme Disease Awareness Friendship Bracelet that I made. I'm going to offer them for sale as soon as I figure out really how to make them, but this is my practice one. I thought it turned out pretty good, or pretty well. So hopefully maybe I can sell them to help recoup some of the cost of travel and to help us get started on LymeWarriors.org. So you can help that way too. Hint, hint. Anyway, I'm sorry I went over my 10 minutes. I just had a couple of brain farts, as we call them, and I promised I wouldn't edit those out, so you got to see the amnesia firsthand, or the gosh, see, there it is, aphasia. You got to see the aphasia firsthand. Anyway, join us again, and I hope I won't be so rambling, and I hope I'll make sense, and I hope I won't be in so much pain. So come back and see us.